Alright, welcome back to No Man's Sky. I basically almost said Space Engineers, which I think has been the thing I've done in the last two videos as well. I don't know why I think this game is Space Engineers. It's literally not the same, but I don't know, there's just some thing in my head, and it's hard for me to remember this. No Man's Sky. It is almost 3 a.m. where I am, and I don't know, I'm recording right now. Or I don't know why I'm recording this late as opposed to, like maybe during the day. I don't know. It's not always like when you live with people, it's not always a good time to, record, and stuff. There's like noise and people want you to do stuff and you gotta go do stuff, so you can't really, you're busy, it's just not always a good time. And it's a whole thing, but, I'm recording now. What happened recently, something that happened recently in the news is, I guess, Syria has been, gassing children, and if you don't believe in evil, well, maybe start. And so Trump hit them with a missile. Well, actually, I think it was 57 missiles, which I'm not the biggest fan of Trump, and I actually thought of something, and it's maybe not as appropriate under the circumstances. But, I thought of Trump and Hillary are basically like the Joker and Harley Quinn, because I don't like Hillary Clinton that much either, but they're basically like the Joker and Harley Quinn. And why I say that is because in the Batman Arkham games, when Joker dies and Harley Quinn takes over, one of the thugs, or the thugs are commenting on the fact that, they're both not great people to work for, because, one day it's fine, everything's fun, you're beating the penguin thugs, having a good time. The next day, either you or your buddy is in a vat of acid, so it's not always fun. But, but the difference is, even though they're both not great leaders, Joker is better because at least he's funny. And that's basically, I think, what it is with Trump and Hillary Clinton. They're both not great, but at least you can laugh at Trump. He's been great for comedy, right? Like he's been, really, what he's contributed has been fantastic. Hillary Clinton wouldn't have contributed as much in that respect. But despite all that, you do gotta respect this move that he made to retaliate against Syria. Although I imagine there's some weak-minded, bleeding hearts who are like, "Oh no, these innocent child-murdering Syrians! How dare you do legal military action against them?" But he's the commander-in-chief. He does have that legal right. He can't just do whatever he wants militaristically, but in cases like this, he can, order a missile strike like this. But and they did it by the book. Like there was Russians on the base, they got the Russians out, the thing that's interesting about this move is people who have not been that either he insulted or who and or have been critical of him. So like John McClane, he called John McClane a loser for being captured in war or something, and he wasn't nice to Marco Rubio, and Marco Rubio has been a little critical of him, but they both supported him, as well as Lindsey Graham supported this move. So you gotta, so when even his, people who he wouldn't be, friendly terms with, are, supporting this move, and so despite all the other nonsense he's done, this is at least this was a good move. Although I do want to say, like John McClane, or John McCain supporting him, I think that maybe speaks more to John McCain's character than anything else. Just because it shows that he's not going to be petty about things, and when Donald Trump does something worth supporting, he will, go ahead and do that. So that's good. But yeah, it's breaking news that it's fairly recent. Marco Rubio did make a comment that I agree with. I think is interesting. One of the reporters asked him. He said, "Are you worried that maybe some Russians might have got killed around the base?" And Marco Rubio said, "Well, look, if there's any Russians in the base, they knew what was happening. They knew about this child murdering. And I don't know, but I assume the gassing the children was just for testing, just to test the gas. I don't know. I more or less just know about the missile strike, but I assume that's the reason. That's typically what it is. But Marco Rubio said, if there's any Russians, they were complicit, and it's not that big of a concern if they got killed, and I agree with that. But it'll be interesting to see how Putin, or how Putin, as me and my friends call him, responds to this, because he may not be that happy, but we'll see. They might have released news on that already. I haven't read it yet, so I think right now it's more or less just speculation on what Russia's response would be. And the other thing would be to see if Trump, what he does beyond this, if he decides to, take any further action against Syria, or if this was just a one-off. Probably. Further action could be taken. I think it will, but he's probably going to have to go through Congress for that. This one-off was absolutely fine if he's allowed to do that, but for anything else, he probably should be going through Congress, and certainly Congress feels that way. Although I feel like maybe Congress just is there to slow things down, which isn't always bad, right? If someone's going to make stupid decisions, you would like a slowing factor to that. If someone's making smart decisions, that can hinder, and that's sort of a double-edged sword that within the American government and the Canadian government and other governments, but specifically in these, there are these mechanisms that prohibit people, that is the leaders, and more specifically the Prime Minister and the President, from doing whatever they want, and that's good because that means that we're not subject to every whim they have, but at the same time it does slow things down. When they try to do stuff that makes sense, but it's better than not having that. Because even rule of law itself, even if we just had that, you could still do whatever they wanted. They just couldn't go back on it. They just couldn't reverse it. That would basically be how that would work, kind of. Or at least they could spin it that way, I guess. And basically it's better to live in a democracy, republic, as the case may be, than a dictatorship or a quote-unquote democracy, where they would be like, where they would roll over a village and be like, no, it's all, it's due process and all up and up and all that stuff, and where they would try to spin it in a nice way, and where, who's going to win the election before the election even starts, kind of deal. And I was watching the news on CBS, and they had on the ticker, they had from the Bible, and I should know the verse, but I don't. Off the top of my head, it was in Proverbs. I should know what the chapter and verse is, but I don't. And it was basically like the wicked will be punished or something like that. And I thought it was interesting. I guess it was a Twitter. I don't even know what it's called when you do things on Twitter. Twitter post? A tweet? Yeah, a tweet. I guess it was a tweet that someone did, which I thought was interesting, and it's true, and I guess it is a sort of a Christian thing he did in that sense that the Christian ethos is to protect people, and an eye for an eye is in the Bible. If you read the Bible, it says that it's not for personal vengeance, because the Bible also says vengeance is mine, so the Lord will take it. So you don't, personal vengeance is wrong, and that's where you start seeing the world going blind. But a state with authority ought to do what it can to protect people, and I believe it. I believe in all citizens of the earth, and you ought to do what you can to help out. And if you have money, you should give some of the money to charity. Obviously, you need to decide how much, and I can tell you how much you should give some of it to charities you believe in. You should try to do something for others. That's what I think, anyways. But yeah, that used up most of my time. But I realized is because basically no one watches my videos because they're new, and also probably because I suck, and I'm just doing this for fun. I don't care. I'm just doing this to, use up some spare time or whatever. I'm not necessarily overly dedicated to it. So if people started watching it, probably get real dedicated. But for now, it's just for fun, as I feel like it. But what I realized is if I was more confident, people might like the videos more because I'm not as confident as I could be when I do commentary. Or if I just didn't do commentary, that might help. That's another idea. But no, if I was more confident, that would be a good thing. So I'm thinking when I narrate, I might start wearing women's slacks, and that might help, and then maybe people will like it. The other thing is I have talk points that I have that I don't use, which is brilliant. Or at least I haven't been using them the last couple of videos. The talk points is relatively new, but new idea. Like I haven't done it in a lot of videos yet, but I haven't stopped doing it for these last couple of videos because I don't know. But I played some Battle Block Theater today as well. Played the multiplayer for the first time because I beat the campaign recently. Played the Soul Snatcher, I think it's called Soul something, like Soul Snatcher, Soul Sucker, something like that. Multiplayer mode. It was really fun, partly because I was amazing at it. I did a really, really good job, despite it being my first time. I only lost once, which was the first round, and I was just still learning on that one. And I tied twice, and I won the rest of the times. And my wins were terrific. And the guy probably just sucked. Probably was just that the guy sucked. But my wins were terrific because some of the matches he got, I just denied him from getting any points and whatnot. And my wins were always I had runaway leads. But it was really fun. You gotta kill the enemy and take his soul, keep your soul, because if the enemy has your soul, then he gets points. And if you have his soul, you get points. So if you can keep your soul, then you can stop him from getting any points, and you can get his soul, and you can get some points. And it's pretty fun. I'll play the rest of the multiplayer modes later, and see what they're like. And but I mean, the fact that I did kind of good, except for the fact that right now in Infinite Warfare, I think my KD ratio is it's between 2.4 and 2.3, somewhere in that range. It's not good, but mind you, my controller doesn't work so well. So for a lot of games it doesn't matter, but for precision games it slides too much. It gets very inaccurate. My controller, I do need to replace it. It's part of the problem, and the fact that I play it literally, I almost never play Infinite Warfare. And I play zombies probably more, but that doesn't help. But I was really good at Black Ops. That was probably my favorite multiplayer of the Call of Duties. Probably the only one I really played a lot of. I'm just trying to think of other Call of Duty games. World of War I played a little bit, but I mainly just played zombies online with that one. I'm trying to think. I haven't played a lot of the Call of Duty games compared to how many there are. What else? I think I've played Modern Warfare multiplayer once. Yeah, I guess Black Ops is the only one I really got into. But that was really fun. That multiplayer was awesome, and I was really good at it because I played it all the time, and I got really good. I suppose Infinite Warfare, I play at most once every 3 months, probably less than that, to be honest. When the new DLC comes out, I'll probably play it a little bit more, and at least I'll play the new Zombies map because I have the season pass. I gotta play the Modern Warfare remastered multiplayer sometime and see what that's like and see if I may be any good at that. But yeah, it looks like I have no more time to speak, so thanks for watching and have a great day.